once you leave the world of testing, you have to think for yourself, because the world doesn't come organized in 4 choices, with the 4th one being none of the above.
For schools that are challenging the high-stakes testing movement, the goal is to put less emphasis on cramming, drills, and test-taking strategies and focus on in-depth learning.
I'm all for high standards. I don't know of anybody who's for low standards. The question is, do we get at what we're saying we want using the test to drive this? That's the real crux of it. And I would argue that we don't.
Ours represent that these are his strength areas, and also anytime you see the shape of a triangle, those also represent the strengths.
We're interested in how students apply knowledge. And so students are required through their high school to do major projects each semester. At the end of high school, they should have 8 major projects that they would have developed. And all of this is to be put together on a multimedia portfolio to document what it is they're capable of doing.
You know, working with the Egyptians, and because they had so many symbols and hieroglyphics, and compared to what some of my friends in other schools do, I think it's more interesting over here, because you really get to understand the thing more than just, you know, memorize stuff for a test and write it down and forget it. Woke up.
Sarah Button is about to tear her heart out in front of her 5th graders at the Patrick Daly School in Brooklyn.
And her sister came in to the room and said, "You gonna wear those old rags to school?"
We are talking about a whole new vision of education that says that educating the heart is as important as educating the mind.
Emotional intelligence, which refers to how you handle your own feelings, how well you empathize and get along with other people, is just a key human skill. But it also turns out that kids who are better able to manage their emotions, for example, actually can pay attention better, can take in information better, can remember better. In other words, it helps you learn better.
When I first moved here a year ago, no one really wanted to play with me, and all the 5th graders called me names.
What was it doing to your heart?
It just made me feel really bad.
And what I try to teach the kids is that we have to be more real about our emotions. And back to the time of Macbeth, Shakespeare said, "Always give sorrow words. Grief that doesn't speak whispers to the overfraught heart and bids it to break."
My main thing that's gotten me through all this is empathy.
I believe that the social-emotional component is clearly the most important part of a child's life. And I don't know of any child who learns best when they don't feel good about themselves. If we could create an environment where we feel good and care for each other, everything else falls into place.
It should be a world of hate. It should be a world of love.
That you've seen before, but we're going to modify it a little bit.
While Project Promise students are placed in classrooms just 3 weeks into the program, they don't go it alone. They are constantly monitored and supported by their peers.
How do you think it went?
I was really excited about the students.
Their mentor teachers.
It worked well, and it worked well for a review.
And by one of the program's directors.
Then you had closure today, and that was great. I think that's one of the first times, Carrie.
I think the most important issue in teacher preparation is getting prospective teachers into real-life classroom settings early. And if you're working with a mentor teacher or an experienced teacher or a college professor, that interaction can be very effective in learning how to teach.
Your transition from the food labels to the game was a little rough. So just tie in what you're doing here and how it goes to there, and that's really going to help them make the connection about what they do instead of having just disjointed things.
I like the way that you've taken that original card game and then you did take it to another level this time. So the students had to write down the formulas. They could challenge each other. I thought it was great.
connections with the community that we needed for our students to achieve.
Good job.
Things began to change in 1998 when a small group of parents and staff at Susan B. Anthony got together with a nonprofit community group to start a home visit program. Teachers from the school volunteered to visit the homes of their students twice a year to solicit input from parents and report on their child's progress in class.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not your usual, the teacher stopping by. It's, we're coming together 2 by 2, we'll visit you, we'll talk about what are your goals for your child and how can we get your student there.
How long have you lived in this area, in this community?
The kids are doing much better. And whenever they misbehave, they say, I'm going to call your mom and dad. And then, they stop. So they change. And also, it really enhances their self-esteem too. It helps them feel good that, we actually care about them. We actually take the time to go visit them in their home.
Very good.
If you're getting a pen or a pencil, and your parent is in the audience, please go take their hand and bring them up, because they are part of your learning plan.
Carol Sharp credits the home visit program for improving attendance and academic performance and creating a new level of trust and communication.
I see students that really believe in themselves. I see parents that call me with questions on academics now. I also see a low suspension rate, less vandalism, increased student achievement, and attendance. So as I look at year to year, it's gotten better and better.
Congratulations, Angel.
Community volunteers built and financed the School of Mines, and local architect Bill Snyder volunteered to design it.
We went to Disneyland, and we went to the Indiana Jones ride, where they created the illusion of taking people down underground and into a cave situation. So we sort of figured out with the resources that we had what we could do. And it's kind of funny because the company that built the Indiana Jones ride actually did the work here for us as well. And what we did to get them to do that, we had several kids help us write pleading letters to them. And we took the model that we built of this and we set it in their lobby for about a month before they said, okay, we surrender, how can we help?
Everybody thinks that we're just this Disneyland, the people in the valley here. The community really is involved in the schools. The top CEOs come in to read to kids in our school district, mentor kids, and be good role models so that our kids feel that they're valued in our community.
Now, who helps you with your homework at home?
My calculator.
Your calculator, but does mother help you? The more smart kids we have, the better our future will be. The more kids that are able to take care of themselves and provide for themselves, the better we're going to be. So I said anyone who does not have a kid in the school, share. Just share what you have.
Community center in the heart of New York City. It offers a complete range of medical services from dental and medical checkups to mental health counseling. There are adult education classes and computer training courses, a basketball program, and a bicycle shop.
I noticed that the children seemed happy, and I noticed that there were a lot of extra adults around. And I wanted to know what was happening here and how we could make it happen in more places.
You want to spell this one first?
IS 218 is open 6 days a week from 7 in the morning to 9 at night all year long. It's the product of a partnership between the New York City Board of Education and the Children's Aid Society, which pays for and administers the extracurricular programs.
I think that's confident for them.